Hello, Nikki. How are you, dear? Pura vida, Juanpa. Male 23, Costa Rica. Thank you for that. Nikki, Florida or UK? You guys hear me okay? Or am I talking to myself? Okay, that's good news. The Nikki, did you hear what I asked? I said Florida or UK, Nikki. And also, remember, age where you're tuning in from, stuff like that. Wampa says, is it cold there, Mehran? Well, it is actually getting to be. 2 nights ago, it was really cold, actually. Um, it turned quite fast, like from 17 to 7. So the day was cold, the night was cold, pretty cold. At least we weren't used to it. And now it's going toward that cold thing. Well, it's approaching October. What is today? 29th. So October is just around the corner. And usually about this time it starts going on the colder side. When I came to Canada about 40 years ago, this very town right here would go to minus 17 Celsius in wintertime. And lots of snow, lots and lots of snow. And it was pretty much the same as Whistler, where I would go skiing. Minus 17, minus 30, minus whatever. That's pretty cold. But we're kind of used to it, I guess. But it's never happened again. Like, over the years is constantly reduced. We didn't get that cold anymore. We don't get that much snow anymore. I mean, there are certain idiots in the world who are supposedly leader of a nation, and they constantly refute global warming and all that. They try to pretend it doesn't exist. And they call themselves leaders, but they're just idiots. Only just noticing the difference between 40 years ago and now by your own experiences, it tells you something's happening drastically. We haven't had a major snow in Vancouver for many years. We haven't had it that cold many years. It just doesn't happen anymore. So, Carpe Diem, hello dear, where have you been? Carpe Diem says, hi Mehran. Says, my ex just contacted me. Her son wanted to talk to me about cars. He's 6 and bright. Not sure how to understand that. Yeah. Just makes me feel sad as I wanted to have a child with her. Yes, this is kind of weird what she's doing. People are so full of mistakes and surprises. Just opened up old wounds, yes, of course. And she's now using the child, whether purposely or unpurposely, not purposely, whether with certain kind of a, I don't know, plan in mind or just innocently. Obviously, she had her chance. She blew it. Now she's gone to somewhere else thinking that, oh yeah, she's gonna get married to someone in the same field of study, a doctor, and thinking that that would be completing the image of, I don't know, success for her, whatever it was in her mind. And now she sees that it didn't work. It doesn't matter what the job of a person is or the education of the person is. It's about the humanity and the persona of that person, how that relationship is, what qualities they each bring to the relationship. And she has now noticed that, that was a big mistake. Now, whether she's trying to come up with signals using the young boy as her kind of a door opener, I'm not sure what she's doing. Perhaps a direct question at some point would be fine. But certainly I don't think you should be traveling around the world trying to play into her tune. If she is wanting something, she wants to impress you, she wants to express certain intentions or regrets or whatever it is that she's trying, she has to make the effort. So, and Carpe Diem says, don't know if I should ignore or for the sake of the child, talk to him and answer his question. Carpe Diem, it really is up to you to know what your limits are. What are the consequences of this interaction going in this direction or that direction? You got to figure out, what if you go into this interaction expecting certain results which it may or may not bring about? What if it didn't bring about? Are you okay to take it? What if it did bring about? Are you okay to live with it? Someone else's kid, you're there, no assurance she can do the same thing again. So maybe if she really is serious, having some intention, then she should make the effort, come up, come over to you and express her intentions. Or if you don't want to make it that kind of an elaborate effort or expectation, simply pick up the phone and says, listen, you know about me very well. You know about my heart and you know about my intentions and how much I helped you and how positive I was in my approach and direction and in interaction with you. What is this that you're doing? What are your intentions? I want clarity. You're asking me to step back into certain interaction which may serve you well but may not serve me well. So what are you proposing? What are you offering? What assurances you are bringing into the table with what it is that you are intending to do? If you are trying to get us to like each other again, well, that is all depending on your efforts. And it also, I need to do a real serious thinking, because this is not my son and I would be responsible for him if it is in your mind to come here and live with me. I'm not coming to there. I have a life here, and I can't just pack up and come to someone who already had the chance and blew it and showed me that I cannot necessarily count on her or her words. She changes her mind. So that conversation could possibly shed some light and put you and her both out of your hopefulness or misery or whatever it is that it could be, in order to make an effort to avoid any future disappointment, because that's what it is. Now, she's having, I don't know, her job there and her parents there, and you know how it went last time. It was her sense of, or excuse of the parent that she left. So why would you fall for the same thing? So at least you would expect clarity of intention. Say, listen, don't bamboozle me. Are you honest? Are you clearly interested to find who I am and live with me under the same roof? That needs lots of preparation, lots of sacrifice from my side to find the strength in myself to forget about what you did. But despite all my efforts and kindness and love and purity and the romance that we created, you just shit all over it by the decision. So why would I make the same mistake with the same woman that I could not, with all those perfect circumstances, provide an atmosphere that she would say, yeah, I love to stay here. You didn't. Now you've gone and followed certain kind of a whim or whatever it was that you were convinced of, and married someone else and thought that is the right decision. And that was in your own hometown. That was where you had your job, a comfort zone, close to your parents. Everything that it wasn't here, supposedly, you had it there, and it still failed. And now you think with all that and still failed, you're going to come over here and be happy and make me happy? Or you're going to come with another round of seeing what it is, and your son also sees a different world, and then you decide again, oh, well, I got to go to my dad or whatever it is that I miss, and go there. So perhaps a clear conversation, honest conversation, and be prepared that if she says, oh yeah, you're right, no, I didn't want to come back, I just wanted to be in touch because you're important to me. And I said, well, bullshit. Important to you, then show it with your efforts. Why do you keep sending emotional messages that I would get attached to this child as a wonderful person as I am, want to help people and feel positive role model to them? What are you doing? What do you think it's doing to me? You're bringing back memories with a child now, and I still have no assurances that you will stay to your words, or don't even know what your intention is. What are you doing? What is it that you want? Are you simply feeling that you're defeated in that marriage and you just want to feel good by stringing me along? I'm a human being with lots of plans and emotions on myself. So figure it out, then call me. That's it, I guess. Pissed me off already. Trying to put you in a bind of some kind. I don't like that, what she's trying to do. I don't know if she knows what she's trying to do or she's just totally lost. It doesn't make sense constantly introducing you to the kid when the kid has his father there. What is she doing? Is she thinking right? Are these preludes of wanting to travel over here, or using you to arrange trips and vacations and so on, and a clear conversation, honest conversation, being prepared to get hurt again or not turning out the way you hope that it might or should, it would be the way to go, I guess. One way or another. Make things clear. And before you do that, figure out about yourself. What is it that you're hoping? What's the best outcome for you? And what are the tangents and how are you going to deal with it if any of those tangents come about to be the final, outcome? Yogi says, hello, Mehran. Have you ever been heartbroken? Are you kidding? Is this a trick question? Of course, everyone has. Of course. Are you kidding me? What do you think? I'm a saint or a monk or invincible or out of this world or what? Of course I had. Many. Many? I had hard ones for sure. Definitely. Varun Sharma says, hi. Hello, Varun. Remember, guys, you are now stepping into not complying with the protocol of our channel. Remember, guys, gender, age, where you tuning in from. Everybody, please. And there are about 11 of us here. I hope I see at least 11 likes, a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. And now, time to introduce myself. I've been told I should do that and I keep forgetting. My name is Mehran. And I've authored 4 books. One is highly recommended. Me, My Psyche, and I. You can go on my site, mind@seekstruth.com. Order the book, definitely. A print is more expensive, makes me more money, so please order that one. I'll sign it and send it to you. And if you don't have much money, but you still want that book, well, I have made arrangements that the books have been turned into ebooks. I've invested money, and you can buy the same book of $80 for $8 on the ebook version. But do get Me, My Psyche, and I. For sure, 100%. That's something that you really want to know because it tells you about you, who you are, what is your psyche all about, what is the role of your fears, desire, ego, pleasure, thoughts, consciousness in your day-to-day dealing of the world, and why you feel the way you do, especially after breakups, feeling devastated and the way you're affected. And that will all let you know who you are and become the mechanic of your own machine. And a lot more in that book. It's 360 pages book, and it took a while to write that book, a whole lifetime perhaps, research and experiences and so on. So you can have that there. You can also go on my site, mind@seekstruth.com, and click on Talk to Me for consultation and consult with me about things that concerning you on Skype, worldwide, anywhere you are. We can do that as long as there is Skype. And of course, you can also write me an email, nominal fee, and the email will come in and I'll read it, and I will record a short voice recording and send it back to you via email. So these are some of the things you can find, plus other supportive material, which if you browse through my site, you will see what other things are there for you to benefit from. At the same time, we have our, over 1,500 videos on this channel talking about thoughts, consciousness, fear, desire, ego, mechanical process, order, material process, pleasure, and everything else that you might want to know about who you are, how you're put together. Plus, over 1,200 videos of this 1,500 videos are about breakups and why you feel the way you do, what to do, and how to move on, and how to deal with this thing and go on to bigger and better things. Now that I've done that, let's see what we have here. And so Varun Sharma says, male 32, India. Thank you for that. Daniel Rizwan says, hey Mehran. Hello Daniel. And Daniel, what happened to the protocol from you? Gender, age, and where you're tuning in from. That is something that we hope to receive from everyone who participates on our live talk. Varun says, is it okay to miss your ex even when you are in a new relationship? Yeah, I guess it is, but you should stop doing that, because if the ex was the right match, the ex would be with you, not the new girl. And if she's not, that means the ex is not qualified. It's not the right match. And if it is not, then all you're simply missing is the order of how things were when you guys were together. Now that you're not together, the rhythm of things, the routine of things have changed. And that's the routine that you're missing. And because you miss the routine, which is called the order, and the mind finds its security in the order of your life, and since that order is broken because you guys have broken up, then the mind cannot find security because there is no order for it to hang his hat. And because of that, you kind of feel a little bit out of jar. And you think that's because of her. So you miss her. And then quickly with that missing, the lovey-dovey and good experiences and memories come to mind and reinforces the fact that, oh, it is her that I'm missing. Focus on creating a new rhythm, new routine, new order with the new girl. Focus on her. She's the one with you. She's the one deserves your attention and your thoughts. The one that you're missing obviously is not caring about you enough, therefore is not worthy for your thoughts so much about her. If she's not there with you, what good is it for you to think about her? Who's the one that cares about you and comes out with you on a date and cares about you? Is the one that you just met. You pay respect, attention, and care towards her, not the other one. The other one is gone. That's her choice, or whatever it is, let her be. You have no responsibility toward her, and it's not a sin to forget about her. But because you used to love her, like her, or whatever it was, and it was you, and you think, oh, it's a sin to go against myself because I used to love her, so now I should still do. So, just be realistic. If she really cared, she was qualified, she would be here with you. She's not, bye-bye. That's her choice. You respect her choice. That's her right. And you respect yourself because you also have a right to have a good relationship and have a companion that you like to have a companion. And that's the girl that you're going out with. So on that note, be a man and move on. And we have a super chat from, I bet you that's Carpe Diem. And thank you very much, Carpe Diem, for such generosity. Carpe Diem says, support the channel. Please give thumbs up to Mehran and his kindness, dedication, and great advice. Thank you. My pleasure, Carpe Diem. And thank you very much again for supporting channel. He seems to be one of the very few that constantly extends his generosity to the channel, and channel certainly appreciates it because we definitely want to be recognized and have more finances to be able to do whatever it is that I've set out to do. Chris Aubrey says, which book you recommend? Me, My Psyche, and I is the book that you definitely want to have on your shelves, on your library. And if you have transient thoughts that appear in your head and you didn't invite them, they're unwanted thoughts, and you wonder, what are these thoughts doing in my head? Do they define me? They're not something that I would enjoy or I would have chosen to ponder on. What are they doing in my head? How do I define them? How do I manage them? What are they? What to do with them? Then you want to get the book that is called Transient Thoughts and Me. That book is very nominal. I think it's like $5, $6. And Me, My Psyche, and I, which is highly recommended, and it's highly popular so far. It's something about $7 or $8, $7, something like that. It's very nominal. And these books in prints are $80 US and so on. So you're getting a real good deal for the ebooks, and it's the same book. It's just not print and doesn't have my signature on. That's all, which is perfectly fine. Now, Chris says, hello, Mehran. Chris for the UK. Just to clear up, her 3 kids lived with us, not her mom. I'm regretting not going through the things I said I would with her just because of owning a house. I could have invested money into anything. I can't believe that I have lost them. All love me very much. I'm going to buy one of your books. I'm like a broken record and at the minute, but I realize it was all my fault for not committing to these things which I wish I had. No, it wasn't all your fault. Stop that. That's nonsense. That's your desire talking. It wasn't all your fault. What do you mean? What's so titanic about this idea? If she really, really wanted, if she really had her head straightened on, she would have convinced you. If she really wanted a relationship, if she really wanted a family, which you have invested so much time and effort and energy in it, and so did she. So suddenly, everything is no as you request, and that's okay with you. But if she doesn't get what she wants, you think it's your fault. So let's toss up a coin. If it's head, you lose, and if it's tail, she wins. Yeah, it's the same thing, isn't it? But you just don't recognize it's just said differently. If it's head, you lose. If it's tail, she wins. That means every time she wins. So focus on what you're saying. If the intention of her that you're convinced was to have a family and all that, then why did she just flip out? Just because you asked for certain reasonable things? Let's buy a house together. We save money and we buy. She didn't want to do it. Why? Because it was giving some kind of a profit to her mom who owned the house. And it would make her just not have to work hard or spend so much money. And still, you would not have any control of any kind of your finances because it was mom's place. So that's a no-no. That's not a commitment. That's not an honesty or putting you first or all of you first. It was her own agenda that she didn't want to really commit hard in there. And just because you somehow didn't want to have a kid at the moment, you were not ready. What? If someone really loves you or two people love each other, that's going to break the deal? Why don't you try harder? Why don't you try to convince each other? Nah, I don't buy that. So don't be so hard on yourself. She's pulling a control stunt, and that's not a balanced relationship. So don't blame yourself. You said what you wanted. You weren't ready for what she wanted, but she could have hung in there 4 years together. And for that, so that means the relationship is not the utmost importance to her. What she wanted the relationship to be is. So it's an image she's after, not the actuality of the relationship, which was fine, doing okay. So don't beat your head against the wall. And don't be so unkind to yourself. And don't be so forgiving or giving advantage to her. Just why? Because she's a girl, and you know, there's certain things you want from a woman, and you're sacrificing everything that you expect to everything that the little thing that you could get, which to you is more important than the whole package. That's not fair to you. So be fair to you and be fair to her. Both. SL says, "Hi Mehran, this is Steven from Los Angeles." Hello Steven. Lately I have been feeling guilty when I wasn't there for her at times and could have done things better. All right, so what? What's the end of the world? What is it that you guys think that you deserve to be punished for every little bit that you didn't want to do or you thought differently? But whatever the heck she does, it's all fine. Because we are programmed to think just being with a woman, that's a privilege. Therefore, nothing else is expected from her. No manners, no morals, no honesty, no reliability, no responsibility, no trust, nothing. All of that could always be handled as long as you get some. That's not the way to think. That's not the way to honor yourself. And that's not the way to respect a woman. Because obviously you don't think much of her. That's why you don't expect much from them. You must respect women to the point that you hold them responsible and expect a lot more than them just being a female. They're not piece of meat. They're intelligent. They're capable. They're perfectly able to make right decisions. So if they're not, they should be held accountable. And if they are, then you guys figure out how to compromise. But the fact that you think everything they do is okay, but everything that you do is not okay. As long as you're decent, you're not abusing them physically or mentally or emotionally, it's all okay. But if they abuse you emotionally, you're okay with that. You think, oh, well, you know, because what? Because they're so wonderful. Yeah, they are. But they also can be mean. So you got to see what is fair. Are they classy? Are they well-mannered? Are they unselfish? Are they focusing on a relationship? Are they hoping to have good communication, resolve problems, conflicts and divisions? Are you moving toward the same direction together? Are you parallel? Are you helping each other? Are you focusing on what the need each one of you, both of you have? Or are you supposed to be complying to whatever it is that they want, so because you're scared that they may leave you and go and sleep with somebody else? Well, that's not the right woman anyhow. You should have more respect for a woman. You should expect a lot more from them because they are perfectly capable to be well-mannered, educated, fair, classy, and, thinking through and being able to resolve problems and differences. But when you behave in this way, as if you're thinking of them as if they are not equal to you, that they should have special treatment because you find them incapable of proper judgment. And that's a disrespect to women. You must consider them as they are, perfectly responsible, perfectly capable to be responsible, intelligent, educated, and able to make things, communicate well and make things happen. So to me, that's respecting women rather than thinking of them as just, well, they're there for your pleasure. And as long as the pleasure is offered, then everything else they do is good, because they are not really, they're not up to par anyhow. They're not, they can't understand this. And that's bullshit. You gotta have more respect for women, which means expect more from them, as they expect a lot from you, and they should, because they're trying to choose someone as a partner for their life. And if you're actually counting on that kind of a relationship and not just a sexual relationship, and don't just want them for pleasure, then you must be respectful in the way you think of them, which would be with more credibility, therefore expecting logic, reason, and balance from them. All right. Super Naz says, "Hi Mehran, 38, UK, long time no see. Yeah, where have you been? I need help. I've just come back from holiday to Ibiza. Ibiza? Where's Ibiza? I went there alone and met lots of people. I met a 33-year-old woman and we started messaging each other. She said she was interested in me, but she has gone cold. I'm getting sick and tired of being well-mannered to these women and they don't reply." Then don't reply. They don't reply, why do you reply? If they're ill-mannered, why do you go after them? Why do you empower ill-mannered, bad-mannered, low class, lack of proper behavior women? Why don't you respect yourself and expect more quality from women? I just explained. If you have more respect for a woman, then you would actually expect a lot more from them than just letting them or thinking that everything they do is okay as long as they have got nice legs. That's disrespectful. You gotta hold them accountable just as you hold yourself accountable to well-mannerness, fairness, well-behaved, and all those. As you say, you're being well-mannered, so expect the same reciprocation. If it's not, move on. But you don't move on, do you? You give in just because, oh, she looks so good in high heels, or whatever else it is that turns you on. I think that's a disrespect for women. That's not understanding the value of the woman today. That maybe was true 1,000 years ago or 500 years ago. But today's woman is not a 500 years ago's woman. She's far more educated, far more capable, far more, intelligent, and should be treated that way. Your expectation should be much higher if you respect women. Otherwise, indirectly, you're saying, well, you don't think much of them, you don't think they're capable of anything, therefore, the only thing you expect from them is just to be pretty. That's not right, neither to you nor to them. It's not fair, and it's not respectful. And Super says, "I'm used to being alone, but why do these girls say they want a good man but make no effort?" Well, they all say that, but they're not necessarily meaning that they don't want a good man, but they actually want someone to play with their head because they don't have much confidence. These sort of women, not all women, these sort of women, they don't have much confidence in themselves. So when they see the attention coming and pouring in because you're just good-hearted and you're actually wearing your heart on your sleeve and you show them that you really care and you're not playing games, they say, well, I don't think I'm much anyhow. I don't have much confidence in myself. I just want to pretend I do, but I really don't. So when a guy really pays so much attention to them, they think, well, if he pays so much attention to me and I don't think I'm that much, then probably he's not much. So they move on. And they are looking for someone who doesn't pay much attention to them because that makes them feel like, oh, then he's a catch because he doesn't seem to like us. I gotta prove that I'm likable. That these are just nonsense. It's their own shortcomings. It has nothing to do with you. It just tells you that they're not up to par and should move on from those women. The women who don't pay attention to you, you should move on from them. And Super says, "I've been respectful, so you're jumping to conclusion there, Mehran. No, you're not understanding me. That respect for them is not what I'm talking about. Expecting them to live up to their capabilities is what I'm talking about. If you think they're capable, intelligent, educated, respectful, then you should expect them to behave that way. When you see them, they're not behaving that way with you, and you still justify what they do, that means you really don't think they're much or capable, and therefore you don't expect much from them. That's what I'm talking about. That's not respecting. Just hang on, guys. There's, I guess, some kind of a smell of smoke coming out here, and I don't like it. So. All right. Hopefully that will push that smell away. I don't know, somebody probably smell smoking from somewhere, and it comes through my window. And Superness says, so what's the point if the majority think like that? Well, you're not looking for majority. You're looking for the minority. You're looking for the anomaly. You're looking for the one that has got it all figured out, and she's confident about herself. She's confident about her choice. And if she sees love and affection coming toward her from a man that she has expressed interest, she wouldn't shy away. She would continue it and build on that. Not the one that as soon as she sees, oh, there is attention, therefore, oh, okay, I got this attention, so let me go somewhere else, see if I can get that attention as well. She's hungry for attention. That's not a woman that you want to have anything to do with. Donna says, wow, everyone. It's what? Here's 6 a.m. It's 6 a.m. Monday, and I'm off to work already. Is it 6 a.m. Monday? It's 1. That's right, it is 6 a.m. Monday. Donna says, I'm smoking right now. So that's probably you. Damn it. I could see. I never smell the smoke. I'm all the way back of my apartment. The window is way out there. And I had this smell of smoke. I hate smoke. Donna, stop smoking. Obviously, you're down under, and air smoke lifts up, goes high, so it's coming up, and here it is in Canada. Unbelievable. Disappointed, Donna. All right. Well, it's been 46 minutes, guys. Probably another 15 minutes, and then we can go about our business. Donna, have a wonderful day. It's Monday for you. Well, it's raining here. Is it? No, it's not raining. It was raining last night. It looks like wet all over. Chris says, is it a new kind of smoking tea? Honestly, no. This is my chamomile coming from your neck of the wood. This is my favorite chamomile tea, Taylor's of Harrogate, from UK. Eh? It's the best organic chamomile infusion that I've had. Yummy. Very good quality. Donna says, with lavender, Chris. Lavender? Again, you bring lavender on. Lavender is kryptonite to me. Emmanuel is here. Hello, guys. Hello, Emmanuel. Boston. Boston 26, right? Or 27? Emmanuel asking how you all slept well last night. Yeah, I guess I did. So, ah, hope. Yeah, not out. Yeah, there you go. Male, 27, Boston. That's Emmanuel. Gigi, female, 35, Florida. Thank you for that, Gigi. And Chris says, is there a good tea for calming nerves and helping you relax? Yes, chamomile. Chamomile. Let me make an advertisement right now for you guys, yeah? Chamomile, the one tea that puts you to sleep. Even if you don't want to. Donna says, like a baby. Yes, right. Gigi says, I think you're always streaming. I'm always streaming on weekends. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. As many as I can. Weekdays, no. Manuel Manus says, hi Mehran. Hello Manuel. Where is the protocol manual? Gender, age, and where you're tuning in from. Obviously you've been here before, so, or at least you know about the channel. Guys, if you haven't liked the channel, please do. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Click subscribe, and that's it. Nothing expected. And please enjoy over 1,500 videos we have on this channel. Almost anything comes to your mind after breakup, there's a video on it. So you will have every support that you want, everything you need on this channel about how to move on and deal with your breakup and go on to bigger and better things. Manual, where is that info? Just 3 little codes, M or F. Oh, there we go. Male, 30, from Germany. Ah, guten Tag, wie geht's heute? So let's see. Let's see what our German friend is asking. Manuel says, hi Mehran, my ex-girlfriend and I broke up 2 months ago. Since there we are, okay, since there we are in absolutely no contact. Okay, since then we are in absolute, I guess I'm fixing this. Since then we are in absolutely no contact, but my mind is still always in the past and reflect the moment with her. What is the best way out? Focus on the moment. What you're focusing in your mind, in your memory, is dead, is irrelevant. It's got nothing to do with how things are happening at the moment. And what you're doing, you are losing living in the moment to the cost of the memory. In other words, you're enjoying the memory or finding security, mind security in your memory to the cost of actually the present moment of life, the actuality of life. So you're living in your memory because there are memories that your mind can find order in it and relax and not be agitated and feel secure, because that's where mind finds its security, in the order of things. Since now you've broken up and there is no rhythm, there is no routine, there is no order of life as it was when you guys were together, you are going into your memory to find that order so your mind can relax in that order, because that's where mind hangs its hat and relaxes. And while you're doing that, you're actually living in the death of the past. You're finding order and security of mind in the death of the past, in the order that doesn't exist anymore. So you're living in an illusion of security instead of coming to the present moment, building and rebuilding your life, creating new order through new mechanical processes, meaning through new things that you like to do as a single person, and through those things that you create for you to do during the day, you create a new routine, new order, And your mind will then find security in this present actuality of order that you're living on every day. Then your focus would be on every day, your living would be on every day, your life would be based on a living life, actuality of life, rather than the death of the past. So focus on the now, build on the now, and stop focusing on the lovey-dovey pleasures that you have the memory files on them, which makes you feel good, and that's why you go into the memory, but they are all just a recording. They're not the actuality of your experiences now. They're done. It's like saying, well, I'm hungry, but you know what? I'm not going to focus on go and plant something or cut something or buy something and come and put the ingredients together and cook it and eat it. I'm just going to think about the food that I had 2 days ago. And while I'm in there, I say, delicious, wonderful. But that's not going to do it for you, because you still will have the craving. That's why you will constantly stay in your memory, because you will never get full. So you stay in the memory, think about other foods and other foods and other foods, and hoping that it will eventually get you all the nutrition you want and feel good. But it will never do. Same thing here. When you're in your memory and thinking about your ex, you constantly want that pleasure, want that security, want that calmness, want that order, but you can't get it because it's dead. It doesn't exist. And therefore, it doesn't satisfy you. It doesn't make you secure. It doesn't make you feel good. So you keep staying in the memory. You keep staying in the memory, thinking about the lovey-dovey stuff, hoping that it will eventually fix what you're missing right now, which is you're missing the actuality. So go out there, rebuild your life, find other relationships, and through that create a new order, and with that order find the security of your mind, which would relax, and you will be fine. So focus on the now, on your efforts to build your life, rebuild your life. That's where your life is at and should be headed for. Manual. Whew! You guys know that you can always go on my site, mind@seekstruth.com, and make an appointment with me on Skype, and we will discuss and explore what's concerning you and help you to understand who you are, how you tick, and how you've been put together, and help you to move along and to bigger and better things. For every 1 hour, I'll give you 1 hour free. So for 2 hours, you get the price of one, which is very affordable, and it helps the channel, and we need to be helped in this channel. We need finances if we want to be able to continue what we are doing. And at the same time, you can get a half an hour appointment, and I'll give you a full hour. So you can't beat those prices, because we want to help everyone around the world make sure they can afford it. At the same time, we need the support of the finances, because we want to get somewhere, we want to do something, we want to make a difference, and we can't do it without money. So while we are helping on these live streams, remember, there are a lot more things that you might want to discuss with me. It is always open to go on my site, mind@seekstruth.com, and click on Talk to Mehran via Skype, and get those deals, and we will both benefit from it, the channel and you at the same time. And we have Christina. Christina says, hi Mehran. Hello Christina, female, 26, New York City. Yes, I remember. Can you talk a little about the power of the mind and how to stay positive? Thank you. Well, a few days ago, I had this speaking engagement for a group of engineers and scientists and all that, I guess, or at least the background and education was in engineering and sciences. And we mainly we had two topics for that night. One was power of mind, and the other one was the psyche. We never got to the second part. There were so many, their minds were, some of them were open, some of them were closed, so we're all excited to see how could it be something that they cannot define by science. So that was their stumbling block. They couldn't get over that. And I said to them, look, do you see what you see? Can you believe your own eyes? Can you believe your own experience? So what is it that you're constantly looking for scientific proof, where you don't need scientific proof, because often science cannot prove everything. So you're going to wait for another 100, 200, 1,000 years until science comes up with a reason before you understand that you got to eat, and you don't care about what happens to this food, that you get energy. You just care about that it does. Are you going to wait for science to prove to you before you start eating? Or you don't care and you just will comply with it because it works, it makes you feel good. So same thing here. I'm showing you the power of mind by exercises and tests and exams and experiences that you can feel and see it, but you're waiting for scientific proof. That's ludicrous, that's stupid. That means you don't have enough belief in yourself. You're waiting for some formula to tell you that the sun is out. Well, you can see the sun is out. Why do you need a formula to tell you scientifically it's proven that the sun is out? Well, that's stupid. So, the power of mind, we've talked about it on the video. In order to understand that you have more power than what you are usually using on your daily life, you can simply focus on your relationship with nature. Understanding that you are not all there is to you. What you see in the mirror, what you touch yourself, is not what all there is to you. There is a part that you cannot touch, but it is a big part of you, and if not the bigger part of you than you visibly can see. So in other words, the power that you use in your daily life is like similar to the visible segment of an iceberg. You see an iceberg showing its tip out of the ocean, and you say, wow, it's so big. But 100 times bigger than what's visible is underneath the ocean, which is not visible. That's where the real power is. Same thing with us. We look our bodies and we say, oh, this is me, big or small. We judge ourselves by what's visible. But there's also power of mind that is not visible, and it is us, part of us, but we don't recognize that. Therefore, we feel we are very weak or don't have much power, because we judge ourselves by the size that we have, by the physical mass that we have, and we think our capabilities and abilities is also limited to what physically we know of ourselves. But there's another part, which is the mind power. The life that we know of is in two parts, at least in two parts. In three, but let's talk about two of them. Mind and body. But we only know about the body. We can see it, we can touch it, and that to us explains it. And that's our limitation. We can't go any beyond of something that we don't see and still understand that it exists, and it has a lot to do with our powers and what we are capable of and not. And that's the mind power. And in order to understand that, we got to understand that this mind is connected beyond the fact that it's connected to the body, is connected to the universal energy. So it gets its power, its backing from the nature. And that's why the mind has unlimited power, when we have trained it and know how to use it. We go to the gym and make our bodies strong and, powerful by training and so on, and different sports. But we never figure out how the mind can be strengthened, because there's special exercises for the mind to be strengthened. And it's the mind that orchestrates the movement of the body. And we neglect the mind, strengthening the mind and training the mind, and we focus on the body. But regardless of how we have made the body strong and big and powerful, one day you don't feel good, you can't even get out of the bed. What is that? Your body is strong, so how come you can't? Because it is the mind that orchestrates the body. So you haven't focused on strengthening the mind, training the mind, so it can become strong and not be so susceptible for disappointments and depression and so on and so forth. Everybody neglects the mind, only focus on the physical appearances, and we think that's all we are. Just like if you go in front of the ocean and scoop up a bit of water off the ocean and bring it out and say, my water. Well, in your eyes, it's your water in your hand. But in the eyes of the great ocean is part of the great ocean's water in your hand. And the same thing with us. We have encased some life and some energy in us, and say, my life. In our eyes is my life. But in the eyes of the great universe and great nature is part of the universal energy that is encased here. And so the same thing with the water in our hands out of the ocean. If we keep it out long enough, it eventually goes stale, starts stinking, because it doesn't have conflux and interchange with the actual body of the water which is in the ocean. Same thing with us. If we don't learn how to have conflux with the energy of the universe, energy of the nature, and refresh this energy that is within us, it is also gets cooped up energy, and we become susceptible to diseases and catch cold easier, and so on and so forth. So we got to learn how to have conflux and exchange with this energy of the universe, which is through exercises with the mind, extending ki, learning what that means, meditation, breathing exercises, which all helps us to become one with that Mother Nature, with the ocean. And we are no longer a bit of water in the hand, we are back into the water of the ocean, have conflux. So we are no longer that limited energy in us, we are connected to the main source of energy, which helps us to have conflux and interchange and refresh this energy all the time. That's how the mind becomes stronger. If you notice, when you get up in the morning, you're vigorous and you're energetic. And then you go about your business during the day. But even if you don't go anywhere, sit on the couch, watch TV, at the end of the day, you feel exhausted. Why? Because all through that day, even though you weren't doing much, there was something facilitating your livelihood. That's ki, that's energy. Chinese call it qi, Japanese call it ki. It's life energy. And something is being consumed, something is being used to facilitate your livelihood, just sitting there. And so that's why you feel depleted. But when you sleep at night, your mind enters into a certain frequency that accepts and absorbs the energy charges of the universe, which is in abundance, and it's forever, constantly. That's why when you get up in the morning, you're filled up again. What happened? You were tired, so something must have happened while you were sleeping during the night. You got recharged. The frequency of your brain and the frequency of the energy of the universe being sent was compatible, synchronized, and you filled up. Just like the battery of the toy, that you put the battery in the toy works, and then it runs out, then you take the battery, put it in the charger. It charges up, put the battery back in the toy, and toy works. And constantly the same. And it gets to the point that one day the battery cannot hold the charge. But the charge exists, still abundant. Only the battery can't hold the charge. And that's the time we don't hold the charge anymore. Our physical body can't hold the charge. But our mind still survives and alive. And all what we've learned, experiences, goes back to the universe and helps the universe become wiser and expand on that note and become more experienced. So in fact, our mind doesn't die. It just transfers its information and continues its connection as the charge in the universe, like the wall charging the battery, never dies. The battery dies. So our physical portion may eventually come to the end of its usefulness or abilities, but our mind doesn't lose its ability. In fact, it helps the universe to become stronger and expand further. Knowing about these and being able to train that way gives us the power. And in order to show that power, I have, of course, that 59-second video that most of you might have seen it, which shows a demonstration I had at the local university a few years ago when I was doing a seminar there, the end of fear. And through that, I was trying to show the role of mind and the power of mind. And if you haven't seen that, please go ahead on my channel and search for Power of Mind. And there's one that is 59 seconds. That's all you want to see. And you will see what I mean when I say, when the mind is learning how to focus and is trained, the changes it can make to the physical body even, and works against the law of physics. And you will see that's the expression or example of the power of mind. I hope that's a little bit enough, Christina. I guess you got me into the groove of it, and and I didn't want to go so elaborate on it, but as much as I could. When you guys ask me about these questions, I guess just forget that we are having a limited time here, and I go on. So you guys tricked me. Emmanuel says, I know your son is very busy with his life, but I'm pretty sure we all would be very glad to have him join you in one live talk. You taught him many things, and I would like to hear some of that. Well, you can simply go on his channel, and you can see him and see his approach and his. You're right. He's very busy, Emmanuel, with his channels and his efforts, and day and night. He's very ambitious and he works very hard. He doesn't get enough sleep sometimes, but he's dedicated to his work. So honestly, it wouldn't be the best use of his time if I just bring him here, because he doesn't have time. I hardly see him. We try to make time to see each other, but it wouldn't be that easy. Maybe someday, if and the channel is really what I've got 1 hour here and 1 hour there to arrange that. It's very difficult. But thank you very much for your kind words about him and myself and so on. Yeah, well, he helps me sometimes, and when it's appropriate, he gives me a shout out on his channel. And my Instagram started when he was about 300-400. He gave a shout out and suddenly it jumped to 1,000. So it's been very helpful. You all know his channel, Star Wars Theory, SW Theory, SW Theory. I think he's got over 1.8 or 1.8 million subscribers, and he's very hard working on his channel. I appreciate his knowledge and his dedication. Donna says, "Oh, Mehran, thank you. I need this as I head to work to see Mr. Weasel, who respected me terribly." Disrespected, I mean. Yes. Well, I guess you're going to work. You're not going to see Mr. Weasel, but Mr. Weasel happened to be at work, right? So just give him the shoulder and don't bother. Just move on. If you won't have respect for yourself, others won't either. So just move on, Donna. Find someone decent who really wants to focus on you and is genuine in his approach. Emmanuel says, on point. Thanks for that motivation, Mehran. Quite welcome. Chris says, will you sign the book for me when I decide which one? Absolutely. I'll write a quote on it for you and we'll sign it for you, for sure. Chris says, how do you best train the mind to break the memories of the past and focus on the present moment? What is your son's channel called? Oh, first of all, there is a video I have called How to Delete Your Memory. And if you focus on that, you will see there's Merritt's scientific approach in there. It comes from research of some scientific articles and findings. And strengthening the power of mind, you can start by just focusing on living in the moment. When you live in the moment, nothing of the past exists there, and you're focused totally on the quality of what that moment should be, and therefore naturally you will be away from the memory that is causing confusion for you. And my son's channel is SW Theory, Star Wars Theory. If you guys are Star Wars fans, then you will like that channel very much. He's got a few other channels: Harry Potter, Marvel, and Karate Kid. I think it's called. I forgot the name of that channel. The new movie that they came out, Cobra Kai. All right. Excalibur says, I tuned in right as you were talking about the power of mind. Great groove, as you said, indeed. Look, did you enjoy yesterday's Star Trek spin-off you said you were gonna watch? Yes, I did, actually. I had some extra goodies and second dinner with my tea and watching my my program of Deep Space Nine. SKZ Beats Hip Hop and Rap Instrumental says, hello Mehran, just watching as always and stopping by to say hello. Keep up the great videos and advice. And thank you very much for stopping by. Thanks for your attention, and we certainly appreciate your support. Excalibur says, you look dressed for a nice long walk after the stream. I assume that's what you'll do afterwards. Maybe. It's an idea. It's a bit windy, but yeah, I might do that actually, because I won't have time to go to gym tonight. I'm taking a few days off from the gym because I did go constantly at least 4 times a week, and the last batch was 6 times in that week. And I think recovery at my age is a little slower than when I was much younger. So I think I need to give it a couple of days of rest in order to, yeah, you know. Psyche says, sir, recovered from past breakup, but still after 4 years, I'm missing that intimacy with ex and just facing problem with sexual desire. Can't help it, sir. Tried a lot. Not only that girl, almost every. Well, what's wrong with that? You're a heterosexual male and you love women, and it's not going to be going away after 4 years or 5 years or 6. It could be 10 years from now. You could still think about past memories and you miss that certain girl, and because you remember the intimacy, how wonderful it was, and that's just the way we boys are. We miss sex. But that doesn't mean that you can't go on and enjoy your life and find new relationships and so on. Every time you are in any relationship, you may at one time see, I don't know, an actress on a movie set, and you may fantasize about it, or remember a certain actress in a certain movie 10 years ago, and you still might find it exciting and so on, or some old ex-girlfriend. If you think about a moment of it, those memories may interest you as far as how the intimacy was. But that doesn't mean they should be a hindrance to your life, or stopping you from being in the moment and enjoying the relationship you have with the girlfriend that you're with, or anything of that sort. So what's wrong with that? You think just because you think about how good sex was with your ex, that means you should then be with your ex, or miss the ex, or you can't find someone better? No, it's just a normal behavior that you could feel. You see something pretty, you may remember, oh, how it was when I was with her, and that's okay. It's no big deal. Don't take it as, oh, that's the reason I can't go on. No, you can. It's no big deal. It's normal. And Sankey says, I visit their social pages just for sexual pleasure. Well, just don't stalk them. Don't check their social pages and look at the, whatever is out there to look at, but focus on your life. Build your life. Find friends and socialize with them. And of course, in your neck of the wood, having sex is not that easy. It's all has its own traditional and rituals and customs and so on. So and you're at the age, you're a boy and you're a heterosexual boy, and so you miss that. These are all normal behavior. But if you were living in a country that these things were more easier in a way of connecting with girls, that they might like you and you might like them, and things would not be so tense for you as you're describing it. So this is just the way it is. Just focus on your life, build your life, and you will find the right relationship sooner or later. But don't let just intimacy and sex be the only motivator for you to choose a girlfriend. You must focus on who she is, what she's all about, and don't think just because she's a woman, then therefore she's perfectly qualified, regardless of what other manners or behavior she has or she doesn't as a person. Focus on the persona, not on the fact that she's a woman and you can have sex with her, or therefore she's perfect. No, you gotta expect a lot more, because you gotta respect them a lot more than what you seem to think they're just all about. Gigi says, my ex of 2 weeks wants us to be together. Your ex of 2 weeks, so you broke up 2 weeks ago, and now, Gigi, did you give me the credentials? Guys, when you follow up, please do put that protocol, gender, age, and where you're tuning in from, right at the beginning of your follow-up, so I don't have to look for it, because I don't remember who I'm talking with. And it's very helpful. Gigi, female, 35, Florida. Okay. Now, Gigi says, my ex of 2 weeks wants us to be together. I'm still hurt from his behavior and don't think I can ever marry him after what he said. Am I being too hard on him for saying horrible things in a fight? Well, they don't serve candies in a fight. You know, you both might have said things. As long as he hasn't raised hand on you, physically abused you, words are hurtful, true, but perhaps you also have said some things which you can both discuss that and have a pact that whether even in a fight you will not use inappropriate words, because words can have an effect that lingers your mind and changes your interest, because that word affects your ego and the image you have of yourself, and you don't like a person who doesn't respect the image you have of yourself in your own mind, or the image you would like them to have of you in their mind. So if you discuss this with each other, then you will come to a conclusion that it is best and reasonable that even in a fight, watch your mouth and do not go overboard and say things that is hurtful and cannot be taken back, because it affects the trust and the feeling of emotional security to feel when you're together. And that is very important, to feel secure physically and emotionally, which means not using words that are hurtful and disrespectful, and a behavior, physical behavior, that is threatening or not bringing safety and security into the mix. Gigi says, he told me to kill myself and that I'm nothing. He was drunk and I was trying to get off the phone because he was being so angry. I just don't know. Well, I guess he just has a big ego. It is not acceptable or excusable to do weird things and say, well, I was drunk. Well, you shouldn't fucking get drunk. That's simple. You can't just say, oh, I was on drug, or I was on drug, or I was, did I say that 2 times? Or I was drunk, and therefore, what? Therefore what? That makes it 2 mistakes. 1, that you disrespected. 2, you were drunk. So you're not focusing on his drunkenness. You're focusing on what he said. I think there's something that you need to focus too. His behavior is not just what he said. His behavior is what he did that caused him what he said. If he says that is why he said what he said, because of what he had done, the drunkenness. So the problem is two. He doesn't watch his mouth. He has big ego. He's not balanced to curtail his anger. And he gets angry. There's another problem, too much, to the point that affects his words and possibly maybe his behavior. And he gets drunk. So all of that is a problem. And the fact that it says go kill yourself, that's really stupid. And certainly doesn't give you that fuzzy feeling of trust that he cares. Obviously, there are certain problems in his psyche. The fact that he gets drunk, obviously he's not happy with his life. Maybe he's not accomplished. Maybe he's not making money enough. Maybe he's not having a good job. Maybe he's not, I don't know. Obviously, you should know if you're his number one choice or you're just what's available. And if you guys are compatible on consciousness level, on manners, morals. So these are things you need to discuss. It's not just about forgiving what he said. What drives him to be a drunk? What are his manners, morals, values? Why does he drink that much? Well, people drink all around the world, but maybe one glass of beer or one glass of wine, that's enough. You drink to the point to get drunk, that means you're escaping from something. There's something you can't handle, that's why you get drunk. And of course there are other levels of it that it's not because you can't handle something, because you become addicted to alcohol. So you got to figure out what that is. And that I don't know from this far away. Batur Baris says, life better or we should not. What? What happened here? Batur? Did you just start from middle of a sentence? And Excalibur says you can't do weird shit and say, oh, I was drunk afterwards. Don't get fucking drunk. That cracked me. Oh, you're repeating what I said. That's right. Absolutely. All right, guys. It looks to me that it's 1 hour 25 minutes and 26 minutes and 4, 5, 6 seconds and going on. And looks like it's time for me to wrap it up. Batur says, hi, sir. What do you think? Batur, what about the protocol? Gender, age, where are you tuning in from? What do you think about death? When we hear this, we are all scared. Should we think this more to make our life better, or we should not? We don't have to think about death. That comes anyway at some point in our times. No hurry and no rush to focus on it. The hell with that. Just focus on life right now. That's what you should be focusing on. Focus on life and take care of yourselves. That's all. Excalibur says, great session as usual. Thank you very much, Excalibur. Okay, guys, it's time for me to say good night. For European people, it's nighttime. And Australia, good morning. Chris says, long time till the next live chat. I'll be watching more videos and ordering one of your books. Okay, Chris, that's wonderful. Daniel says, ciao. And Daniel Shia says, NL. That's Netherlands, is it? I think it is. So, I love you all. Thank you very much for being here. And oops, one more thing. Hideki says, I love your videos, man. You have helped me a lot 4 years ago when I broke up with my ex. And Sankey says, good night, sir. When will we see you again? I will wait. That would be next Friday, guys. And thank you very much for your kind words, Hideki and everyone else. And next Friday, 12 o'clock noon Vancouver time, we should have another one, hopefully if I'm still alive and kicking, which I expect to be. And in the meantime, now, finally, I love you all. Thank you very much for being here and giving me the opportunity to share a thing or two with you and explore a little bit more of what life has in store for us. I look forward to talk to you again. Please be good to yourself, to the others, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.